Hey everyone, it's Caleb here. Something important is happening this week, and most XRP holders aren't paying attention to it yet. Because while price might look quiet right now, the conditions behind the scenes are starting to shift again. And one of the biggest catalysts is that the US Senate is back in session. Now, that might not sound exciting at first, but for crypto, and specifically XRP, this matters. This matters a lot more than people think. Now, this is, of course, is not financial advice. Please always do your own research. You owe it to yourself to at least do that. But today I'm going to break down what's actually happening, why timing matters here, and why the next 30 to 90 days deserves more attention than people realize. And stick with me to the end because there's a connection to XRP's setup right now that most people are completely missing. So let's start with the big one. Congress is being back in session. Why that even matters? Well, this is important. And to be precise, the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, it's already passed the U.S. House last year with bipartisan support. So right now it sits in the Senate. And while discussions never fully stopped, formal legislative movement only happens when lawmakers are in session. So that's what makes this week kind of relevant because the Senate's now back. And this bill has a narrow window to move forward before midterm election dynamics take over. Yippee ki Now, here's why this matters. When Congress is out, nothing moves. No bills, no progress, no regulatory clarity. But when they're back, well, everything goes back on the table, including crypto legislation. And, one of the key things to watch right now is the potential movement around this market structure bill that's coming out, often referred to as this Clarity Act, the framework for crypto. Now, to be clear, we don't have a confirmation of immediate, passage or timeline. So we don't really know exactly when this thing is going to be settled, but at least they're back at it. So that's a plus, and it gets important because momentum in regulation doesn't happen all at once. It builds in phases, right? You have discussion, committee movements, revisions, and, then eventually votes, right? And being back in session is what allows that process to kind of start snowballing again, right? And what I think some people may be missing is that markets don't wait for final approval, right? They start reacting when probability increases. And that's exactly what this moment is kind of representing. So now let's bring this all back to XRP, okay? XRP has already gone through regulatory pressure in a way most assets in this crypto space haven't, right? So if the US starts moving towards clearer frameworks, assets with legal context already established become even more attractive. And what this changes for XRP holders? Well, it increases the likelihood of capital slowly rotating towards these regulatory clarity plays. Now, is it going to be instant? No, it's more progressive. I get that. But let me ask you this. Do you think that the markets are going to wait for this law to pass? Or is it going to move ahead of time? Is it going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? Or maybe it will be, could it be both? I don't know. I guess not. I guess it can't be both because someone's going to be selling, someone's going to be buying. But I think long term, this is really going to skyrocket all of these digital assets in this space. And XRP is one of the top dogs. It is the top dog. And I think one day XRP will be the top dog. That's just my 2 cents. But I think maybe this cycle, maybe even in the next 4 years, maybe 8. But hey, it could be the next 2. And crypto moves so fast. And if XRP really starts to do what it's been designed to do, I think it'll take the king, it'll take the hat, it'll take the crown, and overthrow Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, we all wish that we got into Bitcoin when it was early on, but it's outdated. It's outdated, and XRP is here to do a job, and that job is getting done, and Ripple's ensuring that it's getting done, and we're gonna see some major moves in this next year, in my opinion. In this next year, once this Clarity Act comes through, we're gonna start to see some major moves, and we're gonna be on the uppity up, in my personal opinion. So now, if we zoom out a little bit, of course, this isn't just about one bill or one simple week. Yes, everything kind of ties together, but it's about the broader trend towards crypto regulation globally, right? And we're seeing more structure, more discussion, and more pressure to define what digital assets actually are. And this is where it connects again, is that uncertainty has been one of those biggest things holding crypto back. Not a lack of interest. There's definitely interest. Now, maybe you feel like there's not a lot of interest, but it ask anybody at crypto, interest is growing, not shrinking. That's for sure. And as that uncertainty starts to shrink even further, capital doesn't just enter randomly. It flows towards assets that are already positioned. Now, that maybe this looks slow to you, but I'm telling you guys, it isn't. It's not slow. Things are moving at a rapid pace. You don't want to be left behind because, once clarity reaches a tipping point, things tend to move very, 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 very fast. And XRP is also a fast mover. It's just what it does. It's just has done that. And I don't know why, but it does. Right. And so it sets the stage for institutional confidence returning, and that institutional confidence is been building over years, right? And this not speculation. Okay, so let me ask you this: would you deploy millions into an unclear market, or would you wait for like rules to start forming? If so, drop it down in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. I read every single one of them, and I appreciate you guys so much. If you're finding value in this channel, please throw a like and a subscribe so we can get this information out to as many people possible. And I appreciate you guys so very much for that. Now, okay, let's look out even further. Okay, we're seeing increasing friction in cross-border payments, right, globally. And there's delays, there's costs, there's restrictions, especially in the politically sensitive regions. Of course, this is where Ripple's core focus starts becoming relevant again. It's that infrastructure being built in, right? And Ripple has always been about moving money efficiently across borders. And here's what most people miss is that you don't need the entire system to change overnight. Even small improvements in payment efficiency creates massive opportunity at scale, right? And what this changes for XRP is that there's this strengthening case for real world utility supporting price over time. That's what people want. I think that's what retail is actually even looking for. I don't think we're going to have like a meme cycle. I think we're going to have a utility cycle. We sort of had one last I think cycle kind of like it was a utility cycle, I'd say, but it was a sort of lackluster, I thought. And I think this time around, going forward, we're going to have that real utility bull run. Now, hey, let's talk about the XRPL because this is quietly one of those most important pieces is that the narrative is shifting from speculation to utility, right? And I'm going to kind of keep hammering that in until we really get it, right? Is that is like, it's not from what pumps. It's not, people aren't running to, oh, what's pumping? They're running to, well, what's getting used? What's actually being used in this real world? Why do I even why do I want to invest in something that just is a pump and dump scam? And I know people and the haters out there think XRP's that. And if you do, let me know in the comments. I want to hear it. I want to see who's hating on XRP. You know what? I love the perspective from all of you guys. Okay. So let's hear it. And let me know if you're a hater or if you guys appreciate it, because I want to know. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of XRP. I think it's really being used for real big picture stuff. And I'm all about that. I love that forward thinking, and I want to be like that, and that's why I'm just drawn to this asset, right? So that's just me. You tell me why you're drawn to it, but I really think that there's this foundation for future catalysts. Like investors are looking for the reason, like a foundation for future catalysts that actually matter, not just some like hype random thing that doesn't mean anything. They want something that matters. People want something that matters, something that's real, tangible, actually doing something. It's doing something, okay? It's actually doing something, and I think price will tend to follow utility in this next cycle. It may not be instantly, but I think that's where it's going to be lining, right? So okay, let's bring everything together because like even with strong fundamentals, price still depends on liquidity. That's true, right? And right now, the market is in a rotation phase. It's not in a breakout phase. And in these moments and in these environments, assets that have strong narratives and patience from holders tend to set up best. XRP historically moves in bursts. That's true. It's not slowly, but it's a bam, all at once, aggressive move. So be ready for it, you guys. Don't miss it. Is all I'm trying to say. Don't miss it. Start collecting your bags if you have your own personal conviction and confidence. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. This is just what I'm doing, and I think it makes sense. So I think it's gonna like it increases the probability of a sudden expansion phase, all of these things combined. And I think it's hard. If you're missing that, then I don't know where you're looking, right? Well, at least you're here, and I'm gonna help you see it. Okay, I'm really, really gonna try to help you see it. So let's talk some price structure and all of this. Like XRP, yeah, is trading within this range. It's been hanging out of this range for a while, right? Support though has been holding, which is a good sign. Now, like the resistance hasn't been clearly broken yet, and there's two realistic scenarios. I mean, every YouTuber will tell you this: price go up, price go down, right? It maybe it moves sideways for a while until it goes. Like, I get that, it can't just be like come out here and say, oh yeah, there's let me tell you my TA breakdown and blah blah blah, and show you the charts. I can show you a chart. I can show you why I think it's going to go up. But I think long term is going to go up and to the right. Right now, in the next couple weeks, let's see what it does. If it drops down lower, stack your bags, stack your bags, stack your bags. If it booms, let's go, baby. We're ready. So be positioned, okay? Be positioned. Be positioned. For the moment, not in the moment. Don't be chasing green candles, okay? Be positioned now during this accumulation phase. It's a gift, you guys. It's a gift. So if you take one thing away from this video, this week isn't about hype, but it is about momentum starting to build again. The House being back in session means that this conversation around crypto regulation is active again. And XRP sits right in the middle of it all. So I think you guys are at the right place at the right time, is what I'm trying to say. And, if you find value in this channel, please throw a like and a subscribe. I appreciate you guys so very much. If you're interested in talking to like-minded individuals or learning more about crypto in general, or about where we're headed in the future, or where we think we're going to go, why don't you join Exponential Group? Go to exponentialgroup.co. Got all the information in there. You can join the mastermind. It's $15 a month. It's less than a couple coffees, and the amount of value that's provided there is huge. Okay, so anyways, you guys, I hope you have a fantastic week. Be blessed, stay positive, and I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one.